I'm going to do a couple of videos on some hand stretches next. And there's lots of stretches that we can do, and we will cover as we go. And the next two are a couple of stretches I've done for most of my life. I actually learned them in an Aikido class. And when I was younger, I took Aikido as a martial art, and it is a grappling martial art. So there's a lot of grabbing hands and twisting arms and manipulation of the other person to control them to go where you want them to go. And so before practice, we would warm up, because not only were we manipulating other people, but we would also get thrown around ourselves. So it was quite a fun martial art to practice, because you'd have to sit there and allow somebody to twist you into a pretzel. Not really, but something like that. And so you do the same thing with them. It was a lot of fun. So you had to protect yourself. And these are two stretches. I'm going to break it into two videos here. And they're two stretches I like to do together, because the second one tends to release some of the discomfort that can be built up during the first one, and I'll point that out as we go. So, good for both hands. For fretting or picking, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, doesn't matter. This is good to do on both hands. It's great just to stretch and kind of loosen everything up in your forearms and in your wrists, especially because when we play, we can get a lot of fatigue right here in our wrists, and this helps to alleviate some of that. So what we're going to do is we want to stick our hand out like this right in front of us and rotate it 180 degrees, so that you can see that the top of my hand is facing towards the inside. And then, as if we were going to manipulate our own hand, we're going to use our other hand to control that hand. And this is how you kind of grab it to control the person. We don't want to twist. We're not trying to over twist. We're just trying to get a good stretch. So what you're going to do is use your pinky in this part of your hand to cup the thumb. It's like you're kind of putting it right here, like on the back of your thumb. That's where you're doing that, almost because you can do that to kind of push the thumb and control that nerve right there. And then you grab over like this on top with the thumb. So you're just really kind of, you could do that if you wanted to, but that's not what we're going to do. And then I'm not sure how this is going to translate on camera, but you're going to pull towards you like this. And I'm at like sternum level, and I'm pulling, gently moving, I'm guiding this, and then as I do, I'm ever so gently lifting my fingers. And that's where you might get a lot, like go slow and go gentle, because you could get a lot of pain right in here. If you go in too far and you crank your hand up, it's like you're gonna cause you to want to get away from the pain, and that's kind of how the martial art works. So the stretch is just to guide in your wrist towards your chest, and then just kind of push it up until you kind of feel some of that pain right in here. And just hang out with it. And as you can see, it's like I'm bringing it in, and I might hold it there. I might release and kind of come back out a little bit. And you could do this for about a minute. Now I'm going to show the other hand. When I get to the next video, I'll recap this, because I want to show you how I roll into the next stretch directly from this in one smooth movement. But for now, let that go and really do that. See what I'm doing with my fingers here, like shaking it out. Like, you might not see anything. That has a lot of tension right here. And depending on how loose or tight you are, you're not going to be able to move too much before you feel a lot of that pain right here. So then you can do it again. Left hand, 180 degrees. I've got the thumb under control. I've got the palm, the thumb grabbing that part, and just guiding it in. Guiding it in. This is great on the fretting hand. Especially, you can do this after you've been playing. If you're starting, if you've been playing your guitar for a bit and you're starting to get really fatigued through those tendons, this can really help. If there's a blip in the video, it's because I got a low power warning and I had to turn it off. I thought maybe the video was not recording anymore. And then if you want to get an even deeper stretch, but you got to be careful, you can lower your arm. So if you lower the arm, but you keep lifting the fingers, it gets really intense really fast. So if you do that, do it very slow. And if you start to use your thumb and your pinky to twist your hand over 180 degrees, I mean, that's really where a lot of the manipulation of another person kind of comes in. But we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to get a nice stretch, and then let it go and do that. Cool. All right, and I will see you on the next video, sitting right here. Part 2 coming up.